Yo, so the second phase of the beta has been released, so I want to talk about my initial thoughts of the four changes that have come with it. Just like I did with the first phase of the beta, talking about initial thoughts and then eventually compressing my thoughts and feelings after playtesting into another video. So without further ado, let's get into this. To start off with, let's talk about the purpose of the phase of the beta, and it's leveling again. Big surprise, huh? But considering the changes that I'll mention afterwards, it's understandable why they are implementing another leveling phase, and I would imagine they will be adding another phase to level even more, but that's just speculation. So originally I fought alongside many others, thinking that it would be instant 60 this time around, testing out raids, or at least leveling to 60 to get our pre-bis and professions up to test out the raids afterwards. But that's not the case, and the more that you think about it, it does make sense. The game's core, to the point, is leveling, and the more you iron it out, the better the game will be overall, meaning we will have more of a fun experience on the actual release. Hopefully. I said hopefully, at least. Hopefully. So let's talk about the four things. The four things being player cap is now 45, level 45 now. Um, there's a new PvP realm. The XP buff that gave you increased quest experience turn-ins is now it's no longer 25%, it's now 40%, and there are now meeting stones that work for the correct levels of the dungeon. So those are the four things. So to start off with, let's start off with the player cap, and that's just 15 more levels. There's not really much else to say on that. I just wanted to get that one out of the way. So let's talk about the actual change, the XP buff difference. So my friend joined me to make another character for the phase 2, and that's this character, as you can see, my Pringles. And we made these characters to test it out and stuff, and we leveled up to level 11. And I wouldn't say that would give us a full idea of it just yet, like how the actual change from 25 to 40% is. It we don't really have a full grasp of it just yet. I would definitely say though that 25% to 40% does look like a huge jump in numbers, but in practicality you'd have to test it more, and I haven't really tested it out fully yet, so that would be in the next video. So there is like two things I can talk about, and that's possible ideas of where they're hoping to take this, or at least what they're doing with it, and one of which could be that they're trying to collect data from beta testers on which the XP buff would be suitable for the 12-month cadence. So whether they feel the 40% is more suitable for the 12-month cadence, or whether 25% would be, or maybe it's not at all. Maybe it could be this other like situation where maybe they just increased it just so the PvP realm can catch up to the PvE realm in terms of levels. You never know. It's all speculation really, and that's the reason why I'm kind of a little bit peeved off, because I do want to understand why they increased it. I prefer to understand their design philosophy of why they increase it, so that way I understand what I'm trying to give feedback on. Um, but in terms of that, they haven't really told us anything, so we're kind of in the dark in that regard. So I don't know whether it's just because they felt 25 is not good enough, or whether they want to test the difference between a bigger experience gain, or anything really. Um, but that's enough about the XP buff. I now want to talk about the um, meeting stones. And as with the meeting stones, there is a two-sided coin to that. There's always a con, but there's always a pro. Pros being that, of course, you don't have to wait 40 minutes for someone to get there if you've just invited them late, or like if they're a bit too far compared to the rest of you, because they can just get summoned through the meeting stone, which is really nice and handy. And it also means warlocks don't have to waste all of their precious soul shards on summoning someone. Instead, they can use it for like uh, um, a demonology build where they would actually sacrifice their demons and stuff, and use their soul shards. So it's understandable why they would do that. Um, there's many pros to that. The only con I would say would probably just be that people would probably get lazy and just not bother to move to the dungeon because they know two people are going there to summon them anyway. So what's the point? It happens in this in raids. So many people get lazy in raids as well. But that's a downs. It's only a small downside to a huge amount of pros really with it. Lastly, PvP realm. I'm not a PvP man myself. I've leveled on two PvP realms and I've leveled on two PvE realms, and I don't really see much of the difference. It's just like there's people contesting you, and you have to like group up to actually contest spots and stuff. It's cool, but I'm not gonna go to it. I'm just gonna stick with the PvE realm this time around, and stick with that. But I'm happy that they actually included that because a lot of people were kind of pissed off that they weren't getting their PvP realm, and that way they had to toggle PvP, and it just felt not fun for them. So now they've got more fun for them. They've got more reason to play the beta, which is kind of nice. And that's really it. Like that's all I can really say. Those are my initial thoughts. Like overall, I think it's good that we're getting a second round of this leveling, even though there is no raiding. Leveling is a core part of the game. So if it does get ironed out properly, we will get to see a better experience in the release. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know what I'll think about it at the end of the playtesting, but we'll see. Thanks for watching.